Welcome to Taj's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make Melon Pan. So from the name itself, you may be able to hear it's not originally Japanese food. It's a type of bread that was invented in Japan. There are several different theories how this was invented in Japan, but it was invented about 100 years ago. This is a very common bread in Japan. Probably almost any bakery and also in konbini they would have this. This was definitely one of the favorite bread as I was growing up. Especially when I was in high school, we had a kind of food stand in the school. It cost about 100 yen a piece. It was just really yummy and really filling. I just had an urge to eat this, so I looked it up on the internet and found out this is actually not that difficult to make, and I did, and it was very delicious. And so I thought it might be interesting to show you this. What it is that over a sweet type of bread, there's a layer of cookie dough, and because of its appearance, it kind of looks like a melon. That's why it's called Melon Pan, and pan means bread in Japanese. I'm not someone who bakes that often, but even for me, it wasn't that difficult. You might have to try a couple times to get it really right. Even if you fail, it's still delicious, so really hope you give this a try yourself. Then, let's get started. Here are the ingredients for Melon Pan. So I have very all-purpose flour, butter, dry yeast, an egg, sugar, and salt. And for the cookie dough, I'll be also using almond powder or almond flour. And also this is optional, but chocolate chips. Then let's get into it. As the first thing, I'm going to separate the egg in half. So an egg usually weighs about 50 grams or so. Then I'm going to beat this and separate it into two parts. So just about half. So just about that much. And also perfectly in half. Then is the next thing, I'm gonna separate the butter. So before you do this, make sure you put the butter outside the fridge and let it come to the room temperature so it's a little bit softer to work with. For the bread, 20 grams, and for the cookie dough, 45 grams. Perfect. Perfect. And we have the butter ready. Now let's make the bread dough. When making bread and something like that, I like to use a pot like this instead of a bowl because it has a handle so I can grip strongly. And here I'm going to measure in 200 grams of all-purpose flour. Then in this about 20 grams of sugar. Then in this I'm going to put in about 3 grams of dried yeast. This package contains 7 grams, so about half of this. Then here I'm going to put in about 90 to 100 milliliters of lukewarm water. This really depends on the humidity and the temperature and also amount of eggs. So I'm going to start with a 90 gram, and if it needs a little more water, then I'm going to add later. Okay, then that's good. I'm going to mix in a little bit. Then once it gets mixed halfway like this, I'm going to put in the half of the eggs. Then once it gets to a clump like this, I'm going to add in 3 grams of salt. Then once it gets to a clump like this, I'm going to put this in a working space. I'm going to keep kneading this for about at least 5 minutes to preferably 10 minutes or so. So once the surface is not sticking at all like this, and that they stretch out pretty well, nicely like this, then here I'm going to put in the butter that we measured earlier. At first it's got to an undesirable state like this, but don't worry, have faith and just keep kneading. It'd be easy to use a scraper like this. You have to keep kneading like this for at least 5 minutes. The more you knead, the more gluten network we will build. So then after about 10 minutes of good kneading, the surface gets smooth and it doesn't get stick at all like this. Then this is finished. And then put it back in the pot where we mixed it and put over this saran wrap. Then we're gonna let it rest like this for about an hour or so and let the dough rise to about the double size. So as we're waiting for the bread dough, let's make the cookie dough. And here I'm gonna put in the butter. Then I'm gonna put in 40 grams of sugar. So perfect. Then using a spoon or whatever utensil you have, mix this up. So once it's got mixed thoroughly, I'm gonna put in the half of the beaten egg. And make sure you don't put it all at once, just separating this into 2 or 3 parts. Otherwise it'll be a bit difficult to mix. Then here I'm going to put in 80 grams of all-purpose flour. And then here 30 grams of almond powder. Okay, that's enough. Then we're going to mix this. So once this is mixed thoroughly, I'm going to separate this into 2 parts. Then here I'm going to put in just about 10 to 15 grams of chocolate chips. Just about. Then we're going to mix this in. So these cookie doughs I'm going to separate both in 3 equal parts. Just about. And then each I'm going to put into a little small circle like this and then make it a little bit flat. And then I'm going to cover this with saran wrap just like this. These are finished. Then I'm going to put these in the fridge and let it cool down so that it'll be easier to work with later. So an hour has passed. Oh yeah, this has grown quite a lot. Then I'm going to take this out. And I'm going to flatten this. Then I'm going to make it to a kind of cylindrical shape. I'm going to separate this into 6 equal parts. And cut this into 3 parts. Just about the same parts. I'm gonna just tuck it in like this on the bottom and then shape it out to a round shape like this. Then I'm gonna put this over parchment paper. Then put over saran wrap. Then we're gonna let it rest like this for another 10 to 15 minutes. So after about 15 minutes, as you can see the bread dough has rised. Then we're gonna reshape this. Let the gas out and then just keep pulling in like this and reshape like this. Now we're gonna combine with these cookie dough. Now we're gonna flatten these out. And to do that, I'm gonna recycle this saran wrap and then put on the middle and then cover it like this. Then using a scraper like this, I'm gonna push it down like this and make it flat. Just like that. Try to make it as round as possible. Just about 10 centimeter diameter or so. And then you wanna put the spread dough in the middle like this. And then you wanna cover it around like this. So just like that, except for the bottom is all the way covered. I'm gonna keep doing this for the rest. So just like that. And also with the chocolate chip cookie dough. And then now I'm gonna cover this with sugar. So for that, I'm just gonna use a small bowl like this and then take this out. Then I'm gonna pinch on the top like this and then coat this with sugar. And just like that. Like that. Also with the chocolate chip ones. Then that's done for that. Then I'm gonna make the marking of the signature melon pan. I like to do it 1 in the middle like this, and then 2 more on the side, like this, and then a little bit diagonal the same way, like this. Then you have the signature slits of the melon pan. So 1 in the middle, 2 on both sides, and then diagonally. And repeat this for the whole thing. And also with the chocolate chip ones. So just like that. And then we're gonna cover this again with saran wrap and then let it rise for another 10 minutes or so. And then at the same time, you wanna preheat the oven with 180 degrees. So 15 minutes has passed. So as you can see, it has rised a little bit. Let's put this in the oven and bake. And we're gonna bake this to 12 to 15 minutes, depending on the size of the oven, depending on the amount you're baking. So, oh yeah, this is really good. Then let's take this out and let's eat. Let's see how this looks inside. Oh yeah, that looks so perfect. Okay, then let's eat. Oh, I love the smell of fresh baked bread. Then let's eat. Itadakimasu! Oh, this looks so soft. Then, itadakimasu. Oh, this crispy cookie dough on the outside and this soft, fluffy bread on the inside is just such a great combination. Okay, let's dig in the chocolate chip melon pan. Oh yeah, it looks so good. Itadakimasu. This chocolate chip melon pan is really nostalgic for me because I used to eat this quite often during my high school days. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love melon pan. Oh, that was so sweet, so delicious. ごちそうさまでした. Oh, those melon pan were so good. So as you saw, making this melon pan is not the easiest recipe to make. Making bread, you just need to get used to it. I had to make several tries to get it really right. But if you follow my steps, it's really not that difficult. And the result is definitely worth the time and effort. So I really hope you give this a try yourself. If you did enjoy this video, I'd love it if you hit the like button for me. And if you have any questions or requests or any feedback, please feel free to write anything in the comments below. And if you want to see more of these Japanese cooking videos, please subscribe. Otherwise, I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye.